Hey everyone, I'm super excited to do this drawing project with you and show you how to create an Easter egg hunt spring treasure map. I've been wanting to do this project forever and I'm so excited to make a video about it.
If you're new to my channel, please support me by liking this video and be sure to stick around and check out the other amazing art videos and art lessons on my channel, Rainbow Parrot Art. And please subscribe. To get started, I'm using 11 by 14 inch paper. First, I'm drawing a fun wavy banner at the top. On this banner, I'm going to label my map, Egg Hunt Spring Treasure Map. I'm using a marker here, but I strongly suggest drawing your lettering in pencil first. If you want to skip the banner, that's fine too. Next, I'm drawing a couple lines to delineate a coastline. I'm adding a mountain range at the top. Remember that this is meant to be an aerial view, so it's like we're looking down at everything from above, but the objects in my picture are not drawn to scale. Next, I'm drawing a merbunny in the water. So basically, it's a bunny with a mermaid tail. And I'm drawing some waves in the water. In the water on this side, I'm adding a narwhal that's tossing an egg to another narwhal, and I'm adding a couple waves in the water. Right here, I'm drawing a bunny that's in the middle of a race with a tortoise. The tortoise is farther ahead, off in the distance, so that's why it's smaller. Now I'm adding the winding racetrack. Notice how this trail gets smaller and narrower as it recedes off into the distance. Now adding a flag, the finish line, and a couple more flags. Notice that the closer flags are larger. I'm drawing a dancing bunny right here because this will be my bunny disco. I'm drawing these bunnies in all different positions so they look like they're dancing. This is my disco ball. And there's a hanging disco sign right next to it that says Bunny Disco. Right here, I'm drawing what I like to call the lake of floating Easter baskets. This is the boundary of the lake. And now I'm adding some Easter baskets that are floating in the water. I'm adding some rocks and the bottom edge of a waterfall. There are some more rocks over here on the right. This middle area is going to be a green mossy strip, and there will be a waterfall on either side. I'm adding a bubble machine over on the left. I thought the dancing bunnies would appreciate some bubbles. And this is their music speaker. I'm adding a few musical notes in with the bubbles and a few sparkles next to the disco ball. These little lines indicate a bubble that has just popped. This is a tree with lollipops growing out of its branches. There's going to be a hill right here and another sign and an Easter tree on top of the hill. I'm drawing some ellipse-shaped leaves and a bunch of Easter eggs hanging from the branches. Here at the bottom of the hill, there are a couple spring chicks hanging out. I'm adding a couple Easter eggs and a few spring flowers to the hillside. Over here, I've got a super cute bunny eating a giant carrot. This bunny is hanging out next to a garden bed that is full of carrots. I'm hiding an Easter egg behind the garden. This will be a sign for my Marshmallow Peeps Candy Forest. There will be marshmallow bunny peeps and marshmallow chick peeps. Notice how the ones that are further off in the distance are smaller. I'm trying to draw them from several different angles. Now I'm adding a few lollipops, and this is going to be a lollipop tree of some sort. I'm drawing some candy dots scattered all over the ground. This sign will be for my cute baby animal zone. I've got a baby bunny, a chick hatching out of an egg. This is a baby hedgehog. Feel free to pause anytime you want more time to look at the drawings, by the way. This is a baby raccoon. I'm adding some little hearts to make them all look extra cute. Back here, I've got a baby fox, There's a chick over here on the left and a hatching chick up in the background. Above this scene, I'm drawing a few cheerful spring tulips with smiling faces. I'm also adding a few spring tulips over here on the bottom right. I'm drawing one more garden bed with carrots growing so that those bunnies can have some extra carrots. Right here, I've got a spring chick with a mohawk. On the bottom right corner, I'm drawing a large bunny with an Easter basket who is starting the egg hunt. This will be where the trail for my spring treasure map begins. I've also added some flowers and more Easter eggs here at the bottom. Now that I'm all finished drawing, I'm ready to add color. I'm filling in the seawater with several shades of blue. I like to use a scratch paper to test my markers before I use them. That way I know exactly what color I'm using. I'm using alcohol-based markers, but you could also use colored pencils, crayons, or Crayola markers to color in your drawing. I'm using several shades of blue to color in this water. The rocks are all covered in moss, so they're very green. I'm using shades of light brown for the wooden signposts. I want to show you a close-up of how I color in this bunny's eyes. I draw a big circle for the eyes. Inside the circle, I add two smaller circles, which I will leave white. After drawing these white circles, I color in the rest of the eye black. To color in a lollipop, I first carefully draw a swirl. Starting in the center, I add my first color. I leave space after each purple mark and I work my way outwards. Now, starting in the center, I add a blue strip next to each purple strip. Then I go back and fill in the remaining spaces with yellow. You can use any colors you like when you color in your lollipops. Now that I'm done coloring everything in, I'm going back and adding some little green shrubs using a darker green color. I'm also adding some patches of long grass. Notice if there are any bare spots in your drawing. These are good areas to add some extra greenery. I recommend waiting till the very end to label any signs that you have drawn. I've got my Easter tree hill, and right here I'm writing the label for the lake of floating Easter baskets. An ultrafine Sharpie works great for this. Right here is where I'm adding the hare and tortoise racetracks label, and this is my narwhal egg toss. Here I've got my marshmallow peeps forest, and this is the sign for the baby animal zone. I ended up drawing a few butterflies into my picture, so I'm adding the final details for them now. Since this is a treasure map, I'm drawing a trail using a line with dashes to indicate the route to the golden egg treasure. You've got to travel through the garden beds next to the Mer Bunny Coast and behind Easter Tree Hill, then behind the Bunny Disco, across the hare and tortoise racetracks, next to the narwhal egg toss, around the smiling tulips, through the marshmallow peeps forest, around the cute baby animals, behind the spring flowers, and then X marks the spot of the treasure. Don't forget to hide a bunch of Easter eggs in your picture. I hope you love how your drawing turns out. Please support me by subscribing, liking this video, and be sure to check out the other amazing art videos on my channel, Rainbow Parrot Art.